Hello, welcome to Design Time. I'm Jackie Lacey. Today we're going to spend a little time focusing on some of the sympathy trends that we're seeing in the market today and looking at some of the great product from Smithers Oasis that's available to help you create those. Our great friend Frank Feysa was here, who's a design director for Smithers Oasis, and he came in for a class that we have going on to show them some of this product and to spend some time educating them on what some of the sympathy trends are. So one of the first things that I want to look at is this great garland that they have available. In today's market, we're seeing more and more requests for cremations. You may have an urn, there may actually be a photograph that's there. So one of the really cool things about this garland is that you can adapt it to whatever shape you want to. So it is sort of like a train, like this, that makes it very flexible. The backing is covered with plastic and it's like a styrofoam that gives it a nice firm landing and a flat surface so that it will sit on the table like you see. The front is filled with that great Max Life foam, which is going to help your flowers hold up much longer by providing constant moisture. Also gives you that security by it being wired with this great mesh. Again, it gives you opportunities to include something that you might want to drape off the table with a couple of pieces being on the table like this. And let me look at the piece that Frank did here so that you can clearly see how that would work. And we didn't design this to hang off the table, but we can see if we wanted to, we would simply have to make sure that we cover the front here with whatever foliage and flowers, but we create a piece that could easily sweep off of the table the way that it might fall. By having the flexibility to move this garland in any manner that you want, you can fit whatever space you're being provided to utilize for the cremation, for the memorial, whatever the case may be. If we have a photograph that's sitting here, we might have more that are sitting on this side, we can use it for a swirl. If you're using something like this, say for a centerpiece for a table for a celebration or an event, you can easily put it down the middle if you're going to turn a corner, or if you're using pieces in an event center that may have corners that you need to swirl something. It's a great flexible piece, again, that gives you the adaptability that you're looking for in some of those event pieces, memorial pieces, or cremation pieces that you might be creating. One of the other things that Frank created this here was a couple of these great trays that are lined with plastic that are provided for and available on the market right now. They come in two different sizes. I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can easily see the beautiful pieces that have been created in a tray. The great thing about the tray is that it can go to the home, or it can also go to the funeral service or memorial service, be transported to the church and then go to the home. But the way the tray sits low and heavy to the table makes it very adaptable for whatever space that you might be using. We have two sizes, the large and then the medium. And you can see, especially because of that great coloring, it's that wood texture that looks like it's worn, maybe a beach theme if we're doing something for a wedding, if we're doing something for a memorial service or for sympathy like we're using it here, we could create a place very easily here for the urn to slip right on the inside of the design and sit easily so that it's surrounded by the floral products, just like the family is embracing that. We see it very easily, but yet we don't have to worry about it damaging the table surface that it might be sitting on. With the medium size, do a companion piece that could be off to the side like this or up a little higher for a photograph to be propped up in front. The great thing about having two different sizes is the flexibility to create what you might want to be utilizing for that particular time. So again, great flat tray. It's a great color concept that you have. And then one more thing we want to talk about is the flexibility of the midnight foam for using it specifically for Sympathy pieces. Midnight foam comes in several different sizes and shapes. They're creating that great piece that can be used for a centerpiece or for a taller piece. One thing about using the midnight foam is that you can easily leave the mechanics uncovered. We don't have to line this with a piece of foliage so that we don't see the green foam. By utilizing the midnight foam, when it's soaked, it turns that beautiful charcoal color. We can leave it in there. It almost looks like the container is opaque, although that this went into a clear container. And then with the block of midnight foam, we can easily use that in the top of a tall ceramic piece and leave whatever we want to expose there as well. Cuts down on the amount of foliage that we have to use, allows us to do a little bit more of a modern look in that midnight foam and leaving our mechanics exposed. Please be sure that you check out Smithers Oasis page and look at all of the great products that they have for Sympathy as well as all other celebrations. And as always, we thank Frank Feysa AIFD for joining us for our Celebrating Life Everyday course, which just ended, and sharing all of his great knowledge and his talent, and for the support from Smithers Oasis. Be sure to tune in next time for Design Time. If you enjoyed that video and you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button.